Yo, what's going on guys? It's CJ. It's been a while. It's probably been over like 3 months since we last updated you on SCUM. In general, just probably videos. So just to update you guys, I've just recovered from breaking my forearm and I've literally spending day 2 of COVID just now. So we've managed to pick up COVID as well as breaking a forearm. So hopefully things are picking up, and the big one on SCUM has finally dropped. 0.7 is here. Planes, traders, and lots of new good stuff. So we are going to be checking that out in this video. As always, thanks to G-Portal for sponsoring the channel. If you would like to check out G-Portal and get a special discount of 5% on your own server for SCUM or any other game that they provide, then check out the link in the description. As well as that, please check out Scums of Anarchy. It is our own server that we run. It's a gang RP PvP server, and it is making a big push to be back for 0.7. Check out the link again in the description, and let's get into the video. Okay guys, so let's jump into the patch notes. As always, in any video that we cover, we'll take a look at exactly what's been added and then we'll jump into the gameplay. If you want to jump ahead, then I'll leave some timestamps on the screen now, and you can just go ahead to the timestamps and you will see the gameplay of the actual features that has been added into the game. So the big obvious thing is that SCUM is on a 50% Steam sale at the moment, so you're going to save yourself quite a little bit of money. If you've been thinking about getting the game, then it's probably best to get it now while it's 50% off, and obviously it is the best game on the survival market at the moment, so don't waste any more time and go and pick it up now while Wings of Fury is out. So the first thing that has been added into the update is of course airplanes, and that brings the aviation skill. Now basically the airplanes are going to be over 2 areas on the island, and it will switch up the meta as you know it. It's a new transportation method. It's a new useful skill for scouting, chasing and manoeuvring around the island. It's going to be a hell of a lot quicker than running, and there's 2 versions currently. Both are 2-seaters and both are biplanes, the red Kinglet Scout and the blue Kinglet Duster. The difference being is that the Scout is a little bit faster and moves a little bit better, but the Duster consumes less fuel. So you have to basically decide whether you want speed and agility or basically resources. Now they only spawn at 2 locations, the airfield in D4 and the main airfield on B2, and as you can see from the photos here, they are both covered by mechs, so you're going to need to be pretty sneaky when you're going in here, and they have not been maintained, so you're going to need to make sure that you have fuel. And you can see there that it does have a battery for it and the aircraft repair kit, but the battery is only for the internal dial lights, so you do not need a battery for starting the plane, so hip hip hooray. Alright, so if you've got the plane, how do you control it? It's pretty simple. The scroll lever on your mouse is going to control how fast it goes and taking off. Your standard WASD keys are going to control the flaps of the plane, and Q and E will control the rudder. You can use space to brake or air brake, and then you can see there that these are the dials in the plane. If you press enter, it will take you into first person mode. I can pretty much tell you right now from trying them out, it is a hell of fast way to get across the island, but you're going to need lots of practice because landing the plane, as you'll see in some of the clips, is not the easiest. There's 2 new small air strips on the island. They are small, probably could have been, well, I suppose it's a little bit big. You're going to need a lot of skill to land this, trust me. They are at A4 sector and A0 sector for refueling, and they have added the pilot jacket and hat into the game. So yes, you can actually mount 2 RPK machine guns onto the nose of the plane. Just have a loaded rifle in your hands, walk up to the nose and interact with the slot, so that's pretty damn cool because the planes can be shot down themselves, so you're going to need to obviously try and make sure that you can fight back. The other huge thing is how you now enter the island, which is parachutes. So that basically reworks how respawning is, and when you first spawn in, your first random or sector spawn, that is going to basically open up in the air with you in a parachute. they did say here that this was the original vision for the game. If you go back to the comic panels that they used to release, that was pretty much in there, and they are, you know, it's good that they're kind of getting back to the origin of the game. Once you are at an appropriate height, make sure your character is in the level pose and press F to open the parachute. Just remember to actually open the parachute, because if you don't, you're just going to break your legs and die. And I can confirm that you do indeed break your legs and die. Now, the other huge thing that is now on the update is Outposts. This is going to completely change the way that the game is played. You're going to be able to buy, sell all your items, and you know, this is going to be just a good thing to have for those who want to go and trade some items, buy some items, or buy certain items that they can't find. It's just a huge update and a good step for implementing some AI into the game. The first one is in C2, which we'll visit, and then we have some other ones which we're going to make a separate video on, which are in southern parts of the map, B4, Z3 and A0, and they all have these general traders, which are general goods, mechanic, and the armory, with more set to come into the game at a later time. These are some pictures of the traders in the game, and they all had different voices, etc. And they all work in the same style of menu, which is buy, sell, and then your depot where you pick up your items. The other huge update is that they're now able to wipe the servers, but it means that it does not wipe your character. So that is huge. It means that you don't lose all the progress that you've made on them. So if you've been grinding for a couple of months to raise your driving skill, or just say for example your engineering, it is not going to be lost. Optimizations, as always, every update gets huge optimizations, and yeah, this is obviously needed with more stuff that's added into the game, especially outposts and aeroplanes. We have got a new sports bike in addition to the cruiser now. This is obviously the more fast and nimble version. And I'm not going to go through these, but you can see a ton of bug fixes, quality of life additions, and then admin commands, which you can just pause if you want to read through them, or go to the link in the description of the patch notes. And that's basically going to allow you to change the stock, change the prices, and basically just make sure you can keep on top of it in your private server. So that's the patch notes. Let's jump into the gameplay. Alright, so this is a little bit different. Now on, obviously, when you enter the island, you're going to basically be parachuted off the plane. You can change your way that you're gliding down, just go with the mouse wheel, or you can face all the way down, and different poses, etc., which is going to carry on with the wind to where you're going. Now, you do not want to wait too long before you pull open your parachute, so we're going to do ours now. As you can see, we're carried a lot by the wind, and we're actually going to try and not break our legs on the way down. So you don't have a lot of movement once the parachute's open, but the wind's carrying us onto the airfield, which is not going to be great. Try not to hit a tree. You don't really have too much movement when you've lit up your parachute, but this should be a good landing. Yeah, there we go. So, it reminds me of PUBG when you're coming in. Very PUBG-like. A little bit of a cinematic entrance, and then, yeah, it's just straight down. A lot cooler when you're respawning. So that's going to happen on your first spawn into the island, and then your first respawn into the island. Now, as you can see here, we have the traders, which we're going to visit in the video, and we're going to check out some of the new items. But we're going to head over to C2 and check out some of the traders and see how they work. Alright guys, so we are over at the C2 outpost, and if you remember this from before the updates, this was the secluded island that basically was stuck in the middle of the water. And as you can see now, you have a entrance that comes in from the southern side, and there is airstrips, and there's like shallow reeds that you can cross over as well. What we're going to do is we're going to jump over to there and see exactly what the place has to offer. I've just spawned in the new sports bike and the cruisers from before, so that you guys can do a little bit of a comparison, and we're going to take the sports bike over. It's going to be noisy, and we're going to venture into the outpost and see what's there. And as you can see, I'm going to have to keep stopping and starting with this noise, because it's hella noisy. There's been a lot of work on this. And we've managed to make it in without... In fact, what we'll do is... I'm going to park over at the mechanic because we're going to test that out. And then we'll go around the area and just check it. It's probably not close enough, but we'll check this out. So you can see that the entrance here, you come in and on your left hand side we have the armory. We're going to test that out. The mechanic, and I believe general goods as well in here. The med bay, that isn't actually open. Yeah, so we've got 3 things in this one. So general goods, armory and mechanic. The first one that we're going to go to is right beside us. Let's just take a look at some of the details. So I believe there's been concepts before of these types of bases being able to be built in the game, so hopefully that is going to come, because these ones do look pretty good and they are huge as well. So let's go into the armory. Kind of reminds me of GTA for some reason.
What's up? If you're trying to rob the place, I guarantee you I'm well armed.
So friendly greeting as always. Right, let's have a look at how this works. As you can see, it's set up pretty well. One thing I did notice over here was RPGs. However, they're still not in the game, so we'll see if they do make an appearance at any time. So for the purpose of this, we spawned in some cash. So the way that traders work is you're going to have cash in order to buy them. You're also going to be able to trade in some of your old stuff, which you can sell to the trader, and you'll see here...
Nobody cares.
He talks a lot. You'll see here that the trader has funds, so basically if you're trying to sell him something, say for example you sold him an AK and it was worth 2.5, he's not going to be able to buy it because he only has 2,059 at the moment. So let's go and buy some stuff.
Guns come unloaded. Security reasons.
He talks obviously a lot. Let's just buy, let's just check actually what he's got. So you can see there is pretty much everything you need from here, even explosives. Grenades, and they're priced at a reasonable price. I can tell you that it is. From playing this in single player and even online, it took me about, depending on where you're going, it can take about maybe an hour to gather about 200, so you're going to need to do a little bit of grinding and basically just private servers may have events that might give you cash. So right, let's just buy... For the purpose of this, you know what, let's buy an M16. Oh, and that's handy. So we'll buy one of these. 592 for a magazine, by the way. And we'll buy armor piercing. So we'll just buy that. And we'll buy that. So you can see here, we have already spent 14.4. So if we then go back, let's see if we can buy some attachments for it. So we can. Let's get a suppressor, and I like the actual menu is set up pretty well. It's pretty easy to navigate as well. So we're looking for the MK18 suppressor. We'll buy one of those, and these all go into your cart. That's we'll just get a site, random site. OKP, the old favourite. So let's go to the cart. Let's buy it. As you can see, it goes into the depot, which you then, I believe, drag. Yeah, so it then shows you the price, I believe, that you can then sell it for. Let's just check this out. Here.
That thing registered.
So you could then sell him it. His funds doesn't actually go up, but he will buy it back for only a fraction of the price.
Guns
so what did we...
come unloaded.
God, stop talking, dude.
Obviously.
That's enough. That's enough. So as you can see here, we bought that for 12,000. I'm sure it was, yeah, 12,000.
Registered.
And we only get 2.5 back for selling it.
Nobody cares.
Right, this I'm going to shoot this guy probably. He is annoying. He talks a lot. Right, so that's for the purpose of this. Let's just see if we can then just go in here, aim a gun at him, and is he going to shoot us back? Can we actually shoot him? Do we die straight away? Because I know that is exactly what's on your mind. Right, no need to load that up fully. Let's just load this magazine and see what happens when we pop one off at him.
What's up? If you're trying to rob the place, I guarantee
Okay.
you, I'm well armed.
Okay, so nothing happens. Not yet anyway, but I can guarantee maybe somewhere down the line, something might change. Right, let's take a look at the next bit, which is going to be the mechanics. Alright, so let's have a look at the mechanic and see exactly how the trader works.
Welcome, stranger.
Very Slav, very Slav. Okay, so we'll walk up as usual, and we're just going to press trade, see what he's got. Our bike is showing up. To see if we can buy anything. Yeah, so we can buy the cruiser bike. Tell you what to do, let us sell our bike.
If you want me to buy that, prices are not negotiable.
Yeah, so let's sell the bike. We're only getting 4.8 for it. In fact, we're only getting what he actually had. So he only had like 2.8. And let's see what he's got for offer. Repair, airplane repair kit, car repair kit, tires. What else have we got here? Miscellaneous. Car battery, that's going to come in handy and not too pricey either. Car battery cables we're charging, and then your 4 tractors, quads, blah blah blah. And then your 2 wheeled vehicles. We're just going to buy back something. Let's just buy back a cruiser. So that's going to cost us 17. So we bought that, I believe. Where does it go?
Goodbye.
Did we buy it?
Hi.
I think we bought it. Let's try again. Okay, for some reason it isn't buying it. Let's just add this again. Buy total. So I don't think we can buy it because
If prices are not negotiable.
the trader doesn't have any funds. I could be wrong. Maybe somebody in the comments can help me out with that. But we're going to the cart. Buy. I have cash, and it does not let me buy it. Let's try something different. I mean, this may be a bug or something that I'm just... Yeah, so I've got cash and it doesn't let me buy that. Let's try again on a dirt bike. So it doesn't even let me get the dirt bike. Maybe there's no stock. See, it does let me buy the cruiser bike. But when we go to cart and then we click buy, it doesn't quite work. So I believe the way that it works is the stock replenishes. There may not be any stock levels. I mean, he should have... Oh, so he's got 2 of those. Cart. Buy. But it's not working for some reason. See, it does automatically take it away. It just ain't buying what we're asking. We'll come back to that, but yeah, that's the general way that it works. As you can see, it looks pretty simple. It may just be a case of stock or basically just trying to buy it, because this thing thinks we are selling it, but I'm not. I'm trying to buy 2. Can I buy one of these? See, it let me buy that, so it must be a case of stock. And then you collect your stuff from the depot. But that's the way the mechanic works. It must just be a case of the stock of the mechanic, which I am going to assume is going to be pretty sparse and sporadic, because you're not going to want a lot of people just coming in and buying vehicles. And I've noticed that there is boats for sale here, but this must be coming at other outposts because there's currently nobody that mans that. Or it may be a future update in the game, which I believe that is probably going to be the more likelihood. Now there is a bit of lag, so I apologise, it's just stuff loading in. Let's take a look at the general goods.
Welcome, welcome. Feel free to browse around.
Okay, so he's got more of a kind of camp voice. So you can see here the gist of pretty much everything that he has. What is through here?
Make sure to stop by again.
So friendly. So yeah, let's see what he has. I believe generally when we're talking general goods, it's going to be like your chest. The chests aren't actually too bad. We're not going to bother buying that. You can see melee weapons in here, cutting, so that's nice. You can get a chainsaw from here, pretty handy. Clothing, so military stuff. You must only have scarves in stock at the moment. Yeah, so the stock replenishes, that's right. You can see here, we can see loads of different gloves, pants, kilts. So it's pretty handy if you just want to, like, if you're feeling the cold and you
So,
need to get some
what
clothes,
will it be?
just come to this little area and you'll be able to get loads of stuff, which is good. I like it. The menu again is really simple and easy to navigate. Food, you can get food from here, so that's pretty handy, obviously with the new metabolism system. And what have we got in here? Earplugs, they're pretty handy, as you can heard earlier on when we were shooting. They are definitely going to deafen you if you're not wearing them. And loads of other cool little stuff. Christmas gifts, water buckets. So sweet. For the sake of this, let's just buy some crap off them. A portable gas stove. And cigarettes. I wonder... I don't think you can light these yet. Let's just buy this. Go to the depot. And we can just drag that out if we've not got enough ammo. Sorry, space for it.
So, what will it be?
And then I wonder what the difference is when we sell them it back.
Here's what I've got.
Sell.
Let's see what you have.
So he's going to give us £209 for no, $9, whatever you want to call it. And just for the sake of this. Oh, there's a lot of food that you can buy. Miscellaneous, where's the water bucket? So we're only losing what, $5? £5, €5, whatever. And yeah, that's the traders. So it's going to say bye? No. That's the traders so far. I'm going to make another video in more detail detailing some of the other outposts. I'm not going to go around all three in this video, but next thing we're going to look at is of course the aeroplanes. And as you can see out the back here, there's a landing strip, and there's somewhere that you can then park your aeroplane in until you can get your refuel, batteries, whatever you need. But let's go on to the big one and let's have a look at aeroplanes. So, aeroplanes, the big one that obviously landed in this patch. As you can see, we have spawned in an aeroplane on the airfield, so we did not need to go through the hassle of basically trying to find it and then refueling it and moving it. So we're just going to get in it as normal. As you can see, there is the gas lever. It's pretty detailed for basically the first model. What you need to do is you need to roll forward on the mouse key, your scroll wheel, and then the plane will then start to take off. You're going to need to keep basically holding back on the WASD keys, W or S for up and down respectively, and then your S and D are going to move it along. The Q and E are going to control your rudders, that will allow you to turn a little bit better. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to. I basically needed to at least try this for about 5 to 10 minutes, and I have not mastered how to fly this yet. There's a couple of things that we're going to look at when we do a separate video on it, which is basically going to be mounting some of the weapons to it. So as you can see from the patch notes earlier, you can mount 2 RPK machine guns on the nose of the plane. So at least when you're getting shot, you can at least try to shoot back at them or into an outpost or whatever. And I'm pretty sure over time there's going to be a lot more stuff. The plane handles pretty well. Again, it's all going to depend on your aviation skill. For this video, we've basically went medium, and as you can see, we're not the best, but you know, we could be a lot worse. So we're going to attempt to land this thing. It's probably not going to go smoothly. Let's see how we got on here. This could really pan out quite bad. And yep, that's not great. That is not a great landing. And let's just see, out of curiosity, does it kill you? Can we walk into the rudder? No. So if you want to kill somebody, do that. So that's it for the video, guys. Again, apologies if I don't quite sound myself. As you would imagine, with COVID, it's probably been pretty difficult to even get through this video. However, thanks for tuning in. If you have enjoyed the video, then as always, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And I look forward to more 0.7 content in the coming days, as we're going to take a further look at aeroplanes. We'll take a more in-depth look at the traders, and we're going to have a look at some of the new features that we've not covered in the game whilst we have been away. So thanks very much for joining in, and we'll see you guys next time.